The little girl merely waved her fan. The dead tree that had been withered for 3 years instantly became covered in apples. She then waved at the emaciated, starving woman. Suddenly, the woman gave birth to twins, so that everyone could eat during the years of famine. The little girl picked up a hoe and some seeds. After she buried the seeds in the soil, she began to silently chant a command. The next moment, the newly planted seeds instantly matured. The reason such a miraculous event occurred was because the little girl was originally a deity in the heavenly court responsible for managing the land. Her playful negligence had caused the mortal lands to suffer drought and crop failure, and the kingdom was destined to collapse within 7 days. Her master punished her by sending her to the mortal realm to atone for her mistakes. If she failed to resolve the famine and save the kingdom within 7 days, she would never be able to return to the heavenly court. Unexpectedly, upon arriving in the mortal realm, the little girl's stomach began to growl with hunger. She salivated at the sight of steamed buns not far away, but the shop owner tried to drive her away because she had no money. By chance, the prince, who cared deeply for his people, witnessed the scene. Just as the bun shop owner was about to chase the little girl off, the prince appeared in time, produced silver coins, and bought her some buns. Suddenly, 2 assassins charged in, weapons drawn. The little girl merely waved her hand, causing the 2 assassins to spin in place. The guards who rushed over soon captured the assassins. After the little girl learned the man was the prince, doubts began to rise in her mind. She feared that if the prince discovered her negligence had nearly led to the kingdom's downfall, he would surely kill her. Suddenly, the prince heard someone speaking, but none of the guards heard anything. Only when the little girl murmured in her mind again, did the prince realize he could hear her thoughts. Learning that the little girl's stomach was growling with hunger, the prince took her back to the royal palace, and instructed the chefs to prepare a feast for her. But, valuing food conservation, the prince himself drank only thin porridge. The little girl was deeply moved by this sight. She suddenly called the prince father. The prince was stunned. The little girl explained that only a father would give his child food, so the prince must be her dad. Thus, the two became father and daughter. At that moment, a subordinate reported that more than 100 wells had been dug, but not a drop of water had been found. Upon hearing this, the prince hurried with his men to inspect the sites. His younger brother, accompanied by a retinue of ministers, also came to mock him, accusing the prince of being plagued by bad luck. They claimed that if the kingdom were entrusted to him, it would surely perish. The little girl immediately stood up to defend her father, pointing out that the prince's brother looked morally and intellectually barren, whereas her father was born with an aura of prosperity. The brother then challenged the prince to see who could find water first. The ministers decreed that whoever unearthed water would be deemed the rightful heir to the throne. The prince readily agreed, thinking that if he failed to find water, his people would suffer under his rule, so he might as well relinquish his claim. Unbeknownst to him, his brother had already replaced the water map with a fake. Sure enough, after digging 3 wells in succession, not a drop of water appeared. The brother, using the correct map, struck water immediately. Seeing this, the ministers demanded the prince renounce his claim. The prince began to suspect he was a jinx. Just as he was about to step down, the little girl stopped him, saying she could locate a much larger water source. Everyone mocked the child for her absurd claim, but the prince still believed her.